Hello, friends. Welcome back to the show, Your Real Estate Today. I'm Paul Jameson here from the Jameson Realty family of companies. That's Jameson Realty, Jameson Property Management, and Jameson Property Investments. Here with my dear friend and mortgage partner, Sandy Dickinson with Cross Country Mortgage. Hey, Sandy.
Hey.
And for those just tuning in, we wish you a Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Eve, and we're glad to be spending it with you. I hope you got a little something warm and fun in your hands, sipping a little bit as long as you're not driving, that is. And you're out there having a good time and enjoying the celebration because we want to celebrate with you. So at the break, Sandy, I talked about getting into the subject of humanizing the real estate transaction.
Okay.
Yeah, we have been authorized to work under the 72 sold program, and many of you will hear more about that from us as we go forward. The 72 sold program, a part of that is that we work to get the home sold as quickly as possible. It is an 8-day program that we work through. It is not a guarantee. We're not running any kind of, but it is a very proven and a strong program to help you get more for your home. And we'll be talking about that more. But a part of that is humanizing the real estate transaction. And so for many years, as I can remember, it was a cloak and dagger around who the seller was and who the buyer was. You didn't want to know. You weren't allowed to know. You never heard any information about who the buyer was or the seller. There was no information at all in who was dealing in the transaction. So now, as a part of this, when people come to the home, one of the things that we do is we actually humanize them. For example, there was a home that I had listed in Matthews. And in that home, when people would come in, it was important for me to tell them about the seller. So when they would walk through the door, my conversation would begin with, hi, welcome, of course, greeting them as they came in. And the conversation would then move to, hey, this is a home of the Nelsons. They are a great family. Would you like to know why they're selling?
Yes, I would.
Everyone always wants to know. And their particular story was they became empty nesters. They had raised their 4 children in that home. They loved the community. They had participated in all the different activities in that community, from the Bible studies to the men's groups, to the card groups, to the book clubs, all the different things, and just loved being there. But they told themselves when it was time, they were going to move to the beach. That was their dream. That was their goal. And that is exactly what they did. They bought a home at the beach and they are ready to move. And that is why they're selling.
So many.
Right.
So many people like to move to the beach.
They do. But here's the interesting thing about this technique. And we were talking about it on our morning call. And that is that if you have a void in this cloak and dagger relationship as before, the natural human tendency is to fill it with what you assume may be the truth. And most of the time, it's negative. Like, ooh, maybe they're going through a divorce. Or, ooh, maybe they've lost their home and they need to move. Or, maybe they're in a desperate situation because they may already have another house and I can take advantage of this. The nice thing about humanizing the seller is that you can create that, you can eliminate the risk of that void. I can't tell you the number of times, and I'm just being human with you all, that I've walked through the house and I'll go to the master bedroom closet and I'll look and there's women's clothes in there, but not men's. What's your assumption?
That she stuck him in another bedroom with the closet and she wants the whole closet to herself.
That's a positive assumption. And that there's no picture of a man anywhere in the house.
Okay, so now she's divorcing.
Right. So typically, we look at that and go, This is natural human tendency. I'm not trying to make you all think any different than you would think if you were in the same situation. But if we'd have known that, oh, my husband had to move ahead, we've got a house already because he got transferred with his job, and we're staying back so the kids can finish school, and we're moving just as soon as the school year is over, what does that do to your assumption?
Negates it.
It does. So humanizing the seller is a very positive thing and helps create an environment where those offers come in a much solid place. That's just an example. So the last thing is, and this is something that you and I talk about all the time. I can't think of a better time to buy. Now, why don't you take buying off and do it on the 26th? So just wait a couple of days because, Christmas Day, I have had showing requests on Christmas Day. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Actually, even during the dinner hour. And we have said politely, no, please come back the next day. But on the 26th and on, it's a great time to buy, is it not?
Yep. I mean, the heart wants what the heart wants.
Why do you think it's a great time to buy?
I think it's a great time to buy because if your hypothesis is true and next year there's going to be a race to all the inventory that's out there that's already low, the prices are going to go up, the competition's going to go up, the due diligence money is going to go up. And right now you can get a house at a normal price. And even though the rate might be a little bit higher than you like, you can always refinance that rate later. And now you've got the price that you like and all is well. And you got the house that you like.
Well, you actually get an A plus because
yeah.
that is the same answer that I was going to give. So, well, we've had a great show, and I'm just kidding. I guess I should have asked you that question closer to the end because that was really good. All right, so you and I, in the last show we did, we tried an experiment, and boy, did it work out good. So you want to just try the same thing? If it works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Correct.
Okay. So guess what?
What?
In the last show, I got a lot of positive feedback around the topic that we touched on, which was we decided to come up with questions that you as the consumer, you as the seller, you as the buyer, you as the one applying for a mortgage, if you're not asking these questions, you should be asking these questions. It was really interesting. So I got some more of those.
Okay.
You want one?
Sure.
Okay. Why should this relates to your great answer? Why should we buy now? Rates are higher and prices are falling.
Well, prices are not really falling.
According to the Case-Shiller
According to
report.
the FHFA. And we know that next year, if rates come down, which we anticipate that they will probably be going up, and prices will be higher. So it's better to buy now, and your competition is less. And
due diligence is lower.
Due diligence is lower, and rates are not horrible. I mean, they may not be 5, but they have settled a little, and they're not too bad. And we have ways to make it a little more affordable for you.
Yeah, that's great. All right. So my next question that I was asking, because I actually got asked this, the person asked me, why do I see offers with guarantees to buy my home and other offers and rates on the internet that are much lower than yours?
Well, I think that's a lot of marketing. And I will say this, that I end up doing a lot of deals that have fallen out with other lenders.
You're closing one today, are you not?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Christmas Eve, but
well,
I mean,
yeah, we just closed one. So I would say, be careful, deal with who you trust, and be wary of if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably not. The guarantee offers are usually not going to be your best deals on your house. Yeah.
Yeah. You read the fine print.
Right.
And I think that's what you look at. Whether it's a rate, read the fine print, because it's one thing to get a rate and another thing, what is the cost of that rate?
And how much do you have to put down? What does your credit score have to be? And if you have to stand on your head, I mean, there's a lot of There's a lot of caveats.
They're hooks, and no one likes to be tricked. So, guaranteed offers is the same way. It's a hook, and don't succumb to a hook. It's just not worth it. All right, more questions about our market, our industry, and the real estate itself. I'm Paul Jameson here with Sandy Dickinson. The show Your Real Estate Today on News Talk 1110 WBT. Don't go anywhere. Ho, ho, ho.